Leeds Travels and Lifestyle presents the top 10 countries Americans are not welcome or restricted. America is a powerful country and the third most populous country in the world with over 340 million citizens. America holds one of the most powerful passports in the world with over 189 visa-free access countries. What if I told you, as powerful and popular as United States, they are countries that Americans are not welcome or face challenges and restrictions? As Americans increasingly travel abroad, it's important to be aware of the potential challenges and restrictions they may face in certain countries. From legal issues to cultural differences or hatred for Western world, navigating foreign lands can present obstacles for even the most seasoned travelers. Here are 10 countries where Americans are not welcome or restricted if need be for them to visit at all cost. Number 10. Iran. Iran is a Middle Eastern country with a rich history and diverse culture. It has a population of over 87 million people, with Persians making up the majority ethnic group. Iran is known for its ancient Persian heritage, Islamic architecture, and natural beauty, including the Alborz mountain range and the Caspian Sea coastline. Iran has a complex relationship with Americans, marked by political tensions and safety concerns for U.S. citizens traveling to the country. The U.S. Department of State issues travel warnings highlighting the risks faced by Americans in Iran, emphasizing the potential for arrest and detention, particularly for dual national Iranian Americans. The Iranian government's treatment of U.S. citizens, especially those of Iranian origin, has led to instances of unjust detainment and harassment, with concerns raised about civil aircraft safety due to military activities in neighboring conflict zones. Despite the rich history and cultural allure of Iran, safety precautions are paramount for American travelers. It is advised to stay updated with local events, avoid non-essential travel, and ensure updated documentation at all times. Americans are required to travel with authorized guides, as solo travel is restricted, and the U.S. government's ability to assist citizens in Iran is extremely limited. Observing these safety measures and being mindful of the political climate can help mitigate risks and ensure a more secure travel experience in Iran. If you are finding value in the video, please click subscribe and like button to motivate us to create more videos. Number 9. North Korea. North Korea, officially the Democratic People's Republic of Korea (DPRK), is a country in East Asia. It has a population of around 26 million people and covers an area of 120,540 square kilometers. North Korea's hatred for the United States stems from a complex history of conflict, perceived threats, and propaganda. The Korean War, which lasted from 1950 to 1953, left deep scars on the North Korean psyche. The U.S. bombing campaign during the war, which dropped more explosives than during World War II, is seen as the original sin that devastated the country. Travel to North Korea is highly restricted, and Americans are subject to particularly stringent regulations. The U.S. Department of State strongly advises against all travel to North Korea due to the serious risk of arrest and long-term detention. Only a few organized tours are permitted, and even then, travelers are closely monitored. North Korea also views the continued U.S. military presence in South Korea as an occupation and a major obstacle to reunification. The North Korean government uses anti-U.S. rhetoric to maintain control and portray itself as the guardian against an aggressive and hostile America. Kindergartners are taught to draw anti-American martial images, and the U.S. is blamed for the country's low standard of living due to sanctions. For Americans traveling to North Korea, extreme caution is advised. The UK government warns of a high threat of terrorist attack globally affecting British nationals, including in North Korea. Foreigners have been arrested on various grounds, including a U.S. student sentenced to 15 years of hard labor for allegedly attempting to steal a propaganda poster. Travel outside Pyongyang is severely restricted, and guides decide where visitors can go. In summary, North Korea's hatred for the U.S. is deeply rooted in history and propaganda, and Americans visiting the country must exercise extreme caution and follow strict guidelines to avoid potential trouble with the authorities. Number 8. Venezuela. Venezuela, located in northern South America, is a federal multi-party republic with a unicameral legislature. It has a population of approximately 34,093,000 people and a capital city of Caracas. The country is known for its vast natural resources, including the world's largest known oil reserves, and its economy has historically been heavily reliant on the petroleum industry. Venezuela has issued a travel warning against the United States, citing the proliferation of acts of violence and indiscriminate hate crimes as the reason for its citizens to postpone travel to the U.S. The South American country has had this warning in place since 2019, along with neighboring Uruguay, which urged travelers to take extreme precautions against the same hate crimes and increased firearm violence. In response, the U.S. State Department has also warned Americans not to travel to Venezuela, citing crime, civil unrest, and the arbitrary detention of U.S. citizens. The advisory states that security forces have arbitrarily detained U.S. citizens for long periods and that Venezuelan authorities may not notify the U.S. Embassy of the detention of a U.S. citizen, and consular access to detainees may be denied or severely delayed. Venezuela has accused the U.S. of unfriendly and hostile acts and described the travel ban as the latest move in a systematic effort by the U.S. to force political change in Venezuela. The Venezuelan government has called the travel restrictions psychological terrorism and a form of stigmatization of the country. As tensions between the two countries continue to escalate, it is crucial for American travelers to exercise extreme caution and stay informed about the latest developments before considering a trip to Venezuela. Number 7. Russia. Russia, the largest country globally, boasts a rich history and diverse culture. With a population of 145 million people, it spans 11 time zones and is abundant in natural resources like oil and gas. Moscow, the capital, is a cultural hub. Russia's economy relies on resources like oil, coal, and gold, making it a significant global player. Anti-American sentiment in Russia has been on the rise in recent years, fueled by geopolitical tensions and state-sponsored propaganda. The U.S. government has issued a Level 4 Do Not Travel advisory for Russia, citing ongoing tension along the border with Ukraine. The potential for harassment against U.S. citizens, and the embassy's limited ability to assist Americans in the country. U.S. citizens in Russia face risks such as harassment by Russian government security officials, arbitrary enforcement of local law, and the possibility of being detained or extradited to the West. In 2022, a Russian-American woman was detained in Russia and accused of treason for helping to raise funds for Ukraine. The U.S. State Department advises Americans in Russia to have a contingency plan that does not rely on government assistance, monitor local media for breaking events, and enroll in the Smart Traveler Enrollment Program step to receive alerts. Travel restrictions for Russian officials with access to sensitive information have also been tightened, with some barred from traveling even to friendly countries. Given the heightened risks, the U.S. government and travel experts strongly advise against traveling to Russia unless absolutely necessary. For those who must go, exercising extreme caution, avoiding political activities, and maintaining a low profile are essential for safety. Number 6. Myanmar. Myanmar, the largest country in mainland Southeast Asia, has a population of around 57.5 million people. It covers an area of 676,579 square kilometers, with Burmese as the official language. Myanmar, a Southeast Asian nation, has a complex relationship with the United States. While the country has made strides in recent years to improve diplomatic ties, there are still some lingering tensions and safety concerns for American travelers. One of the main sources of friction is the ongoing political situation in Myanmar. The military coup in 2021 and the subsequent crackdown on pro-democracy protesters have led to international condemnation and sanctions from the U.S. and other countries. This has fueled anti-American sentiment among some segments of the population. Additionally, the U.S. government has issued travel advisories for Myanmar, warning citizens of the risks of civil unrest, armed conflict, and crime. Demonstrations and protests, which can turn violent, are common in major cities like Yangon and Mandalay. To ensure a safe and enjoyable trip, American travelers to Myanmar should exercise caution, avoid political gatherings and demonstrations, and keep a low profile. It's also recommended to register with the U.S. Embassy, stay informed about the latest developments, and have a contingency plan in case of emergencies. Despite these challenges, Myanmar remains a fascinating destination with a rich cultural heritage, stunning natural beauty, and warm, hospitable people. By being aware of the potential risks and taking appropriate precautions, American travelers can still have a memorable and rewarding experience in this complex and captivating country. Number 5. Libya. Libya is a North African country with a population of around 7.4 million people. It is the fourth largest country in Africa, with an area of 1.8 million square kilometers. The capital and largest city is Tripoli. Libya's economy is heavily dependent on oil exports, which account for over 95% of its GDP. Libya has been a country marked by significant challenges, including a history of hatred towards Americans, as evidenced by the targeting of Westerners and U.S. citizens for crimes, terrorism, and kidnapping. The country's environment is characterized by high levels of crime, civil unrest, and armed conflict, making it unsafe for travel due to the ongoing threats posed by terrorist groups and violent extremist activities. The U.S. government has issued strong warnings against traveling to Libya, emphasizing the risks of violence, kidnappings, and attacks on tourist locations and government facilities. It is crucial for American travelers to exercise extreme caution and avoid travel to Libya due to the unpredictable security situation and the high likelihood of being targeted for various crimes and acts of violence. When considering safety precautions for traveling to Libya as an American, it is essential to prioritize personal safety above all else. Travelers should stay informed about the current situation in the country, avoid demonstrations or large gatherings, and maintain a low profile to reduce the risk of becoming a target for criminal activities or violence. It is advisable to register with the U.S. Embassy in neighboring countries for assistance and guidance in case of emergencies, as the U.S. government is unable to provide routine or emergency assistance to citizens in Libya. Additionally, travelers should carry proof of citizenship and valid immigration status at all times, although having these documents does not guarantee fair treatment in case of detention by armed groups or militias. By heeding these safety precautions and avoiding travel to Libya, Americans can mitigate the risks associated with the country's unstable and dangerous environment. Number 4. Yemen. Yemen, a country in Southwest Asia, has a population of 27.58 million, a surface area of 527,968 km, and a diverse economy with agriculture, industry, and services sectors. The country's natural resources include petroleum, fish, and fertile soil. Yemen's climate varies from temperate highlands to tropical coastal regions, with limited rainfall. Yemen's hatred for Americans and safety precautions for travelers. Yemen, a country with a complex political landscape and ongoing conflicts, has seen a rise in anti-American sentiment over the years. This sentiment is fueled by historical events, political tensions, and the perception of American intervention in the region. The presence of extremist groups in the aftermath of the Arab Spring have further exacerbated this hostility towards Americans in Yemen. And travelers, especially Americans, need to be aware of this sentiment and take necessary precautions to ensure their safety while visiting the country. When traveling to Yemen as an American, it is crucial to work with reputable local guides who can provide security, accommodation, and transportation. Local guides play a vital role in ensuring your safety and navigating the complexities of the region. It is advisable to avoid certain areas like Abayan Governorate, Al-Baida Governorate, and parts of Shabwa and Marib Governorates due to security threats posed by insurgent groups. Additionally, travelers should be cautious at military checkpoints, dress modestly, and have all necessary paperwork in order to avoid any complications. By being vigilant, respecting local customs, and working with trusted guides, travelers can mitigate risks and have a safer experience in Yemen. Understanding the local dynamics and following safety precautions are essential for American travelers to navigate the challenges and complexities of visiting Yemen. Number 3. Afghanistan. Afghanistan, a landlocked country in South Central Asia, has a population of over 38 million people. The country has been plagued by conflict for decades, with millions displaced and high levels of poverty and malnutrition. Despite challenges, Afghanistan has untapped mineral resources worth up to $1 trillion. The situation in Afghanistan has been marked by significant challenges, including a history of conflict and the recent takeover by the Taliban. Hatred towards Americans in Afghanistan has been fueled by various factors, including political tensions, cultural differences, and the legacy of military involvement. Safety precautions for Americans traveling to Afghanistan are crucial due to the complex security landscape in the region. It is essential for travelers to stay informed about the current situation, follow travel advisories issued by official sources, and avoid unnecessary risks. Travelers should register with the nearest U.S. embassy or consulate, maintain a low profile, and be cautious of their surroundings at all times. Additionally, it is advisable to have a contingency plan in place, including emergency contacts and access to essential resources. By being vigilant, Informed and prepared, Americans can mitigate risks and ensure their safety while traveling to Afghanistan amidst the challenging circumstances in the country. Number 2. Iraq. Iraq is a country in southwestern Asia, has a population of over 44 million, and is a federal parliamentary republic with 19 governorates. It is known for its rich history, diverse culture, and significant oil reserves. Iraq's capital is Baghdad, and it is home to the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, playing a crucial role in its geography and economy. Iraq has been a region marked by turmoil and conflict, leading to a deep-seated animosity towards Americans due to historical events like the U.S. invasion and subsequent unrest. The ongoing security threats, terrorism, and armed conflicts have made Iraq a high-risk destination for American travelers. The U.S. Department of State has consistently issued travel advisories warning against visiting Iraq due to the prevalent dangers of violence, kidnapping, and civil unrest. Westerners, especially Americans, have been targeted by extremist groups, adding to the risks associated with traveling to the region. Despite the gradual improvements in stability since the defeat of the Islamic State, the threat of violence remains a significant concern. For Americans considering travel to Iraq, it is crucial to adhere to strict safety precautions. These include maintaining constant contact with diplomatic representations, following official instructions diligently, and having comprehensive contingency plans in place to address any disruptions to consular support. Additionally, enrolling in programs like the Smart Traveler Enrollment Program STEP for alerts and coordination during emergencies, drafting wills, and designating appropriate insurance beneficiaries are essential steps to ensure preparedness in the face of potential risks. Observing these safety measures is paramount to safeguarding American travelers in a region fraught with security challenges. Number 1. Syria. Syria is a country located in the Middle East, along the eastern coast of the Mediterranean Sea. It has a population of approximately 23.4 million people, with its capital and largest city being Damascus. Syria's main mineral resources include petroleum, natural gas, phosphates, cement, gypsum, and salt. Syria has been a complex and challenging destination for American travelers in recent years. While the country is slowly recovering from a decade of civil war, the U.S. government still advises against all travel to Syria due to the ongoing conflict, terrorism, civil disturbances, and kidnapping threats. If you do decide to travel to Syria, it's crucial to take several safety precautions. First and foremost, register with the U.S. Embassy in Damascus and keep them informed of your whereabouts. Avoid traveling alone and stick to your tour group or guide at all times. Be aware of your surroundings and avoid crowded public places or gatherings. It's also important to note that while the Syrian government is actively promoting tourism, the country's human rights record remains a concern. Some activists argue that travel influencers provide an inaccurate representation of Syria, overlooking the regime's abuses and the plight of millions of Syrians. In conclusion, while Syria's rich history and culture are enticing, the risks for American travelers remain high. If you do decide to go, prioritize your safety, register with the embassy, and be mindful of the complex political and humanitarian situation in the country. In conclusion, while Americans enjoy the privilege of holding one of the world's most powerful passports, there are still places where they may encounter challenges or find themselves unwelcome due to political tensions, safety concerns, or cultural differences. It is essential for travelers to research their destination thoroughly, stay informed about current events, and heed the advice of government travel advisories to ensure a safe and enjoyable travel experience. Thanks for watching. This video is brought to you by Leeds Travels and Lifestyle channel. If you enjoyed this video, click the like button, comment, and share with your friends. If this is your first time on this channel, click the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell for more valued content. See you in the next video. Happy travels and happy lifestyle.